And here we go. It is Inferno. It's the knife round, and it's going to be reality right in front. It's a bit of stare off right now. They're going to all just clash into each other. Everyone's going to try and find knives, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be a backstab from Insanity. And now they get to choose which side they want to start with. Okay. There we go. Much cleaner now. Tried to do a bit of speed cast, but I can't quite do it. I'm not sadomasochistic. But anyway, this is the very last map between these two teams, asking questions versus Zigma. Maybe slightly a better map for both sides. I mean, Overpass, I believe someone mentioned in the chat. It's of course, first of all, Zigma's map pick, yes. But aside from that, it's another map that, easy rotations. Right? Whether you go back up from CT spawn in towards bank or around connector. And that's the one that someone pointed out in the chat, was that Zigma kept doing that and asking questions, just wasn't aware of it. But this time around, Inferno, T side, it's going to be aggression on both sides. But of course, this favors Rolex because look up into towards apps and peekaboo, there he is. Easy! Strafe shot, headshot. YSK now looking for one just to even things up a bit, but he's really down low as well. So his best bet is to just hide behind cover, do a bit of those strafe Cs. That's what I call them, strafe Cs. 2v2, bomb has been planted. They know it's the A site. It's just a heads up gunfight at this point, but Chocolate goes in, sneaks up. They don't know that he's here, and he's going to get an easy air assassination down into pit. All that remains is this last player on the site, Just Cause. They could have double peeked it, but not even necessary. Yes, Chocolate will do the damage. And there we have it. First round goes to asking questions. Early days. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to put my eggs in a basket just yet, because both teams have proven that they are worthy of the spot in the grand finals. And at the same time, if I just take a look at what is going on, the website has not updated yet, so unfortunately I cannot provide... Wait, okay, it seems like Camels have actually beat... Oh no, that was yesterday. No information on Camels versus Darkside whatsoever, so hang tight, guys. We'll probably find that out maybe after this game. But for now, forced buys on both sides, and Zigma wants to put a stop to this. They don't want to let asking questions start to feel a little bit too comfortable. Especially on a map like Inferno. Guys like asking questions. Once players like maybe Caramel start to buy up on ops, then you have to be a lot more careful, right? You peek down mid, stuff like that. Even Banana is in another position, but here we go. It's going to be shots into pit. Sigurd tries to make a push from Arches, but guess what? House is not clear. It's going to be Just Cause and Rolex Monster on the A side itself, trying to find whatever they can, dancing around the boxes, but it's a bit difficult. Rolex will be able to spray down one, and now we're back into a 2v2. A lot of players are banged up and low, though. Caramel, the one in the house... Couple more bullets, and that is a very linear gunfight. He crouch peeks it, but unfortunately Rolex Monster with the elevated position was something that he was not prepared for. Seaweed tries to go in for a, I guess it's a decoy? A little bit odd, but it's not going to be able to do much, as Rolex Monster as well as Just Cause have the perfect setup to take him down. Even if he takes Rolex down, it's going to be an easy, probably an easy trade for Just Cause. And there we have it, 1-1. The force buy works this time around for Zigma. Constant back and forth. These two teams are caught in this dance till death. I don't know. Right? Like, if I were just to take a look at the tendencies or the patterns, Zigma likes to be aggressive, which is exactly what they're doing right now. Really aggressive up towards Banana. They quickly seize control and build their territories, expand their territories around the map. Meanwhile, asking questions, not so much. A lot more procedural about things. They, like, even when they go in for peaks, it has to be supported by a teammate's flash, which is tactically sound, but against a team like Zigma, you kind of have to be careful and cautious about this. It's going to allow for Insanity to pick up one. But it's a little bit of information for Zigma. I think off of that, they might want to head in towards the B site, where there are 3 players lying in wait. Of course, though, Deagles at that range, unless they play around cover, it could be an easy spray for the one leading the charge. Genius. There he goes. Flashes in using the elevated angle, but Seaweed shoots through the smoke. Caramel will fall. And now they want to get the bomb down, but has to be careful. Ooh! Seaweed unfortunately misses his shot, but Chocolate will back it up. And there we go. All of a sudden, Rolex is the last one left alive. Incredible. Tries to go in for it, but he knows it could be a 50-50 angle, one on either side. YSK tries to exploit the gap in the smoke, but I don't think he spotted him. And this could give Rolex what he needs. He finds the frag on the Chocolate, retrieves the bomb, gets it planted towards the back of the site, now using a pawn for cover, but gets spotted out. Oh! One taps YSK, and just like that, I wasn't even paying attention, Zigma ran out of time. There we go. 2-1. And asking questions. Off the back of Deagles, they actually make the round work. And it's players like Insanity. It's the map Inferno. You have to be careful. Can easily get caught off guard. Push up into apartments. Use the window. Find someone over by second mid. You try to make the push in towards Banana as well. And you will get shut down. It's down to a 2v3, and they are so low. And pretty soon, about to be solo Cigarettes, the last guy alive. Solo versus a duo. Give us a show. Cigarettes hightails it over onto the A side, gets the bomb down. It's a nice bit of economy for the team at the very least. But of course, Inz has his number. He's going to dial it. Hello. There you are. Easy frag. And it's going to be a 3-1 start for asking questions. Were we expecting anything different? Possibly. But of course, on a map like Inferno, CT-sided, should be. Asking questions will walk away with, I think, more wins. We might even see an 8-7 at the end of the first half. Now, if I just take a look at statistics. Zigma, we know how strong they can be. They're an experienced team. They're not new. They've been around the scene for quite a while now, almost a year. Right? Basically a year, maybe even more. They have played Inferno before. In fact, according to HLTV, they have a win rate of 57.9%. So they're definitely more than comfortable on this map. But at the same time, I believe that asking questions are comfortable on Inferno as well. Maybe not as experienced, but they did beat Sherman yesterday 16-8. So here we go. I think this could go either way, but for now, asking questions are in the driver's seat, and they are commanding, I mean, almost even rolling out the red carpet for Zigma onto this A site, allowing for Caramel to find an easy headshot. Now it's just Insanity waiting for the peak. There we go. Every single one from Zigma drops like flies. The fly swatter, the zapper. It's asking questions, and they are in the lead with 4-1. But now, maybe Zigma will have a say in this round, as they have bought up full AKs. Again, they want to be aggressive about this, but instantly extinguished will be the molly from, I think, Genius. And just like that, one player already gone off the board. Asking questions, smart plays, they get the frag, and then they fall back. Alright, we have the numbers advantage, let's just chill. Let's see what Zigma does. Again, if you've just joined us, this is the 5E Arena Open Season 2. It's asking questions versus Zigma. First two maps both went 16-14. First one was Dust 2, went the way of asking questions. Second one was Overpass, went the way of Zigma. Now we're in the third. If Zigma loses this, they are sent down into the third placement match, and they won't be able to qualify for that $1,000 or $2,000 prize anymore. But alongside this, at the very least, I think both sides stand a good chance at qualifying for Fun Spark Ulti, and that is one of the biggest prizes from this 5e Arena Open. And there we go. Set execute on towards the B site now. Of course, they are going to meet a little bit of fire from Seaweed, but Chocolate with the elevated angle is something that they won't expect. He finds one, immediately backs off. Let's play retakes now. It's a 5v3. We got this in the bag, boys. Molly in towards the back of site, try to flush someone out of cover. The smoke should be dissipating pretty soon, and it's going to be Seaweed who finds the first frag, following by the second, YSK. All that's left is cigarettes. Easy. And it's going to be almost a flawless victory. But of course, this is asking questions now, feeling super confident. We know that Zigma can be very aggressive. Let's meet them with some calculated aggression of our own. You push up the banana, we're going to quickly extinguish it with a smoke, pick up one, and fall back. At that point, it's just a numbers game. And of course, with a side execute on towards B, it's something that asking questions must have anticipated. And of course, along with it, the elevated angle as well. I mean, the rotations might not have been there on time, but it was fast enough. And the elevated position from, I think, one of the members on asking questions, that was all that they needed. It's plays like that that separate them from the good teams. It makes them great. And now, yet another numbers game. Zigma tried to trade it out with Deagles. They might have netted some weapons for themselves, but they still need to get the bomb down, and it's a little bit slow as Genius comes in from the apartments. Might get spotted out, but actually, no. The full rotation from asking Q all the way down in towards brackets. And one still lurking around by arches. They can make this a split push. Zigma, every single one of them onto the site now. One tries to make their way down to the pit, but gets exposed. And now he spots the foot. It's going to be an easy trade for Chocolate. 6-1. In fact, a commanding lead for asking questions. It's kind of that thing where you go into an interrogation room. You watch this in movies and TV shows all the time, right? The cops, maybe Brooklyn Nine-Nine, maybe the cops want to interrogate the perpetrators, the perps, the suspects. And then the suspects, you know, being a little bit aggressive, a little bit dominant, they're like, no, I'm going to ask some questions first. And then the cops themselves asking questions are like, hey, I'm the one asking questions here. Who are you? Sit down. All right? And that's what's happening. But this time around, it's going to be a full buy from Zigma. Reality with the op. Things could be a lot different once this guy has his weapon, but ends. Woo! Easy one frag. Let's get the second. Let's go. Double headshot. My voice is being weird. I'm sorry, but here we go. Immediately deploys a smoke, drops another, secures himself a safe position, and prevents the team from finding the frags. I mean, the trades, the refrag. There we go. Incendiary in as well. He pretty much keeps them in towards middle, if not second mid or apartments. And that's where they know they will be. That's why we've got 3 players on the side of asking questions posted up on A. But here we go, though. I believe that smoke will land in somewhere towards around, yep, arches. Blocks a little bit more vision, but kind of invites YSK in towards the corner, the cubby. And he just sprays through it. What is this? Are you kidding me? Did he see him? It was through the smoke. It's incredible. Now a flash from the teammate, and he goes in for the peek instantly. Reality is the last guy left alive. 1v4, and all you've got is an op. Not the best chances. Your bomb has been dropped in as well, so all that Zigma wants to do now is to hold on to this dear AWP, carry it on towards the next round. But oh my god, YSK, what a beast! He's got some X-ray vision or something. Nope, maybe not, but that is incredible. I don't know how he made that shot. Just well-timed, I guess. Here we go. Senses the footsteps. Easy frag. Holds on to the op. Let's keep it going. 7-1 now for asking questions. And if this keeps going, I'm just wondering how their T side will be. I thought it might have been 8-7 in favor of Zigma at the end of the first half. But after this, unless, surely, yes, this is the round that Zigma wins, and then it's going to be 8-7, right? Prove me wrong. Let's see. Bit of a self-smoke, and he's using the edge of it to find a frag. Spots the leg out, instant flick, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Reality doing his thing. Goes in for the re-peek, in fact. Let's not get too greedy now here. Wow! Gets a second. Jumps through the smoke, not anticipating a third player, but instantly the refrags come in. This is teamwork. They know that B side is clear now, and it's all up to Genius to cut them off on the rotate while the team retrieves the bomb, pushes it up onto the B side, gets it planted. Let's see what YSK and Insanity can pull off. YSK sensing that, yeah, Rolex tends to lurk. So if we can take him down, we get a little bit more freedom. He's looking for him. Or maybe they're just looking to save the AKs. Not sure if that's the best call, but it is a 2v4, a little bit of a mammoth task, as my co-caster would like to say. But yep, asking questions going to hold on to their weapons now. So again, if you're wondering, let's just take a backseat for a second here while Insanity finds Rolex, who tends to lurk. And now, of course, YSK probably hears the footsteps, and Insanity... Oh, Just Cause, actually, with the op now. Oh! He's gonna find YSK, and of course, that op belongs to Reality. But if you're wondering why it's a solo cast today, and the previous days were all, you know, duo casts, the normal, the traditional way casts usually go, it's because my co-caster, Gobbles, unfortunately has online classes or school today. So I'm flying solo by myself now, and I got you guys in the chat to accompany me. Yay. Maybe not. I suck, but it was also Gobbles' birthday yesterday. So if you want to wish him happy birthday, if you love or you miss the Skybox segments that he has pulled out and developed so far for us, I don't have Skybox, so I can't do it. But he's a CS genius. If you love him, if you want to check him out, it's at GHOBBLESS Gobbles on Twitter. I think Instagram as well. Or you could do a quick Google. And why not? Just at him. Wish him a belated happy birthday, right? If we can get a whole bunch of people to do that, I'm sure he'll be very happy. But regardless, let's get back into the game. Yet another full buy from Zigma. Of course, they won the previous round. But Insanity did carry one of the AKs forward on into this round. A little bit more default this time from asking questions. Of course, we know that they don't tend to push in for too much. But Insanity seems to want to find something. Creeps up around mid now. Gets spotted out by Just Cause, and an instant flick will drop him. 4v5. A site has been weakened. Zigma can make this push. There we go. Instant trades as well. Team Flash, they smoke off house. And now they're just pushing forward. But again, it's the elevated position from Seaweed. Yet another frag goes awry. And all that's left is cigarettes from the house. He finds one. Can he get the second? Instantly knows that there is one by Pit. But at this point, it's just a game of peekaboo. And YSK, this time, will emerge victorious. YSK. You try to whack the mole, but the mole bites you in the back. 8-2 now. And this still could go either way. You know, I keep checking the Camels and Dark Side game, but I don't have the information, so I'm really sorry. Maybe one of our moderators or Colin could find out that information for us for the chat. But aside from that, so far right now, it's asking questions with a commanding lead over Zigma. That's a 6-round difference, and they are still winning rounds. Zigma, of course, buying back into this, but after this loss, it might be difficult for them to buy back again. And watching how asking questions plays, I mean, at this point, surely they know that whenever they push onto the B site, there's bound to be someone with an elevated position up towards the back of the crossing. and that player tends to be Seaweed. Now, with a hit onto A, it could work out. We got 2 players around maybe the top of Abs and Boiler. There we go. A little bit of a miscalculated peek from Caramel gets punished. And the A side has been weakened. No one's rotating over yet. In fact, it's going to be Cigarettes who cuts them off from CT. Seaweed gets taken out. A side is clear, but they want to sandwich in towards B. Of course, Chocolate will fall, being caught out in the open. It's not just a push from Banana, it's a push from CT, one that they don't expect. And just like that, the CT defense on both sides dismantled by Zigma. And I think, partially, it's Reality with his op that does it. Right, the way he peeks up mid, it's so easy for him to find frags, especially with the way that he holds angles as well. As a CT player, you might not think that he's there. You might not even hear the scope. Or maybe you do hear the scope and you want to challenge him. But it's not easy. It's not as easy as you think. So you push it forward and instantly Reality, just like what Inns is doing now, will be able to find one frag. And then they instantly rotate. In fact, they don't push into A where Inns was expecting. Now he's out. The op, unfortunately, does not get carried over into the next round, and they have the broken economy this time. It's rounds like these that bring Zigma back into the game. They find one, and it's not just an instant, okay, let's go, go, go. It's a green light. They find one, yellow, amber light, they take a little pause, and then they come out and do something that you don't quite expect, which is to push in through CT onto the B site. All right, you might have thought, okay, A would have been open after that one frag that Reality got, but no. And this time with the op again, immediately you try to cross around mid and Reality will connect. Using the smoke, you will be able to go behind the back of Banana, but for how long is the question? Not too much, because Reality is there. I swear, this guy's like Clint Eastwood or something. Clint Beastwood, even. Oh, and wow, Rolex just having fun at this point. Goes in, easy clear out. They have the A site, bomb goes down. Seaweed is all that is left. Has a deagle, tries to make the rotate, but Cigarettes has the perfect read. And now Zigma is starting to flow. There we go. Thank you very much in the chat. You guys got me covered. And Song as well. Camel won 2-0 over Darkside. So I guess we know who's going to face either one of these teams in the grand finals. And I'm not quite sure how that's going to go because I don't know how Camel plays. But there we go. It's going to be yet another, I guess, a lot of presence being made from Zigma, but this time without the cover from Reality. In fact, a lot of smokes by Asking Q actually stifles the Banana push. They tried to make it fast, they tried to use the SMG, but Cigarettes instantly gets punished. And that's a good job. Now they're adapting towards this AWP play from Reality. In fact, Inns holding another angle is able to take one more down. We're back in towards a 3v5. Has the information, but unfortunately not going to be able to connect it. It's going to be a 1v3 now. 1v2 as Just Cause, able to be a ninja out from apps into its pit. Find 2 players. And now it's a 1v2. Has the bomb, 50 seconds, makes his way all the way down from Banana into B. It's going to be the rotate at the same time from Asking Q, but I don't think they're going to be fast enough. In fact, he smokes out the cross, which is what he needs. Looks for them even. Wow. Well, it doesn't see them. There is a bit of a gap. Tries to tap to clear out in case anyone is there. Of course, nobody is. That's something that we know, but the bit of the gap will be exploited by Seaweed. Uh-oh. A bit of a miscalculated smoke. A bit of a mistake. It's unfortunate. But that is CS grenade physics. It happens sometimes. And along with it, Seaweed will get the defuse. 9-4 now for Asking Q. So starting to show signs of life again. This is what we expect from the CT side. But if history is to dictate anything, I mean, history shows that Zigma can come back from the CT side. It's something that we just saw in Overpass. We started the first half of Overpass with, I think, a 10-5 or an 11-14. I mean, 11-4, sorry. And then Zigma just made a big comeback once Reality has his op. The T side of Asking Q was quenched. I mean, destroyed. Sorry. Destroyed on the second half of Overpass. Now on to Inferno. And it's going to be a fast and furious play from Zigma. They try to stop it. Caramel gets blinded, though. Won't be able to reach frag. Bomb was not retrieved, however, and Cigarettes needs to make a quick move. Alright, easily retrieved, because a lot of respect being paid by Asking Q now. He falls all the way back. Seaweed. Back in towards Arches, and Rolex Monster, the Lurk Monster, he's gonna destroy you. And all of a sudden, it's gonna be a 1v1. YSK from Graveyard, he knows where he is, but ooh! Information on both sides, and YSK was just a little bit faster. With the sudden peak, Rolex was caught off guard. Or unless he moved forward to either make it difficult for YSK to track him or match the peaker's advantage somehow. Unfortunately, it was just difficult. So 10-4 now, and this is the last round of the first half, and potentially another 11-4 for Asking Q, but who knows? We have Reality on the op again, but then again, Asking Q has a buy as well. Not the best, but still good enough. FAMAS MP9 can do quite a bit of damage too. So a bit of default positions on both sides. A lot of banana control for Zigma, but not anything up towards mid yet. That has been an area of the map that has been a little bit difficult for Zigma to push in unless Reality finds an opening pick. They use a bit of utility to bait out the rotates on towards the A site, but I think they are adamant on hitting B. Then again, it's the elevated position from the Asking Questions squad. If they rush in and they don't clear the elevated position, that could be tough. Right? Seaweed and Chocolate, how many times have we seen them do it before now? I think at least 2, if not 3. And this could happen again. In fact, they're gearing themselves up for it. 4 guys, and they want to hit the A site. I mean, the B site. You gotta be careful. Seaweed makes a bit of a spray, tries to tempt them in towards past the smoke. But after hearing that, they're just going to rotate over. I think it's going to be Rolex who calls it clear, but he's a bit wrong as Seaweed makes a quick rotate over, and now they're going to be hitting on towards the B site. Chocolate there to receive them, gets one, doesn't get the second, but Caramel backs it up. A double peek as well, and all of a sudden, all that's left is Reality. Picks up the op, wants to make it quick, 8 seconds left on the clock. Unless he gets the bomb down now, I don't think he's going to be able to get the round. Oh boy, tucks himself into the corner, taps it, 2 seconds, 1 second, unable to get the remaining frags. And that is it. 11-4 at the end of the first half for Asking Questions. Very well played. A lot of hesitation from the side of Zigma, and I can see why. All these elevated positions, the rotates from Seaweed, from Chocolate. Incredible. Prasad, if he is watching, must be feeling very proud of his team right now. Again, Asking Questions, the team owner is known as a guy called Prasad Paramajyoti or something, I think. Sorry if I messed up your last name. But he's more famously known, I think, as Striker X, who was a legendary Singaporean player for the CS 1.6 era. And there we go. A bit of a flash, and YSK just taps away. Actually gets a headshot blind. YSK is incredible of crazy things, right? Shots through the smoke and plays like that as well. And that just invokes fear in Zigma's minds. They don't want him to push past pit now, and they're gonna smoke it off, but it's gonna be the quick rotate from the team. They're already up on the B site. And just like that, bomb should be down pretty soon. YSK finds yet another kill. The remaining of the Zigma squad, instantly gone as My God, Caramel with a bit of a fadeaway shot, if I want to call it that. Strafes towards the left and taps 2 heads in quick succession. Paramajoti. Yeah, I got it right, dude. Come on. Cut me some slack. I got it right, okay? It's Prasad Paramajoti. Striker X. Go look him up. He's a legend. Even designed a mouse, I think. I don't know if he designed it, but he certainly had a stake in that play. If you don't know, it's the Vaxi Zigen NP01 mouse, and they have a lot more now as well. So if you guys love it, go take a look. Sorry, we're not sponsored. I'm going to keep quiet now. It's going to be 5E Arena. That's the thing that you want to download. We're going to go back into it. It's going to be Rolex Monster who finds the first, but they make it a trade. So AK will not be able to be retrieved. In fact, the entire Zigma squad on the B site. Completely opposite of where Ask and Q are. So they get the plant for free. And then what are they going to do? Zigma, all pistols? Do we go in guns blazing or do we hold on to the pistols? I don't think that that's what they should do, right? It's 12-4. Asking Questions won the pistol round. Now they're in this commanding lead. After they win this round, 13-4, it's 3 rounds remaining, and they will be able to close out this game. So, Zigma, it's now or never. You ain't gonna live forever. It's my life. All right, never mind. Genius tries to push in past the smoke. It dissipates just as he tucks himself into the cubby. And the remaining squad members are going to inch up towards from Boiler. I mean, there's only 2 avenues of entry at this point, unless you count in apartments as well, but that is being locked down by Seaweed. So, just like that, they take down the 2 more players. Cigarettes tries to find an exit frag somehow, but not even, dude. That is unfortunate. 13-4. There we go. We're not sponsored. 5E is not sponsored by Vaxi, but hey, if you guys want to check it out, yeah, vaxi.co/en if you want the English language. I'm sure they have other languages as well, but great mice. You know, driverless, it's great. I guarantee that it works. It's they follow the Zowie mouse shape as well, which is really nice, but there we have it. So a bit of a tactical timeout now for Zigma. They need to go back to the drawing board. Otherwise, this could be game over pretty soon. 13-4. But they can do it. We've seen them come back from it before. And again, yeah, there we go. Thank you very much for everyone else in the chat. Masuza, if you're wondering, yes, Asking Questions won the first map. That was Dust 2. 16-14 went the way of Asking Questions. Second map, Overpass, however, Zigma actually won 16-14. They almost lost. They had a rough T side. But once they swapped on over onto CT, Overpass became their home. And they brought it all the way back from, I think, a 10-5 or 11-4 score. And, of course, finally making it 16-14. Now, Inferno, this is the last decider map. And so far, even though Zigma has a about 57% win rate on this map, according to HLTV, they don't seem to be performing too well right now. And I think it's partially due, in fact, to the way that Asking Questions are playing. On CT's side, they were flawless. The elevated positions were a bit of a pickle for Zigma to deal with. And right now, it's these procedural pushes in from Asking Questions. They go in together as a unit. And Zigma just don't quite have the angles to deal with it. They have the aim, they have the firepower, but just like that, sheer numbers and Asking Questions make it an even trade. And now that the rotate has come over on towards the A site, calls it clear, Cigarette is a little bit more scared, a little bit more paranoid now because he's asking questions. Where could Ins be? Anywhere at this point in a 1v1 situation. But with clear destinations in mind, Ins knows 50 seconds, he has the time to make his way all the way onto the B site, get the bomb down, and possibly reposition himself for yet another time player. Okay, bomb planted, 40 seconds remaining. Here's the footsteps. He knows Cigarettes comes into construction. Easy kill, easy frag, 14-4 now. And economy on Zigma's side, literally $3,000 left. It's broken, literally broken. Which means this could be 15-4. Unfortunate. If you're rooting for Zigma, I guess this does not feel good. But this is Counter-Strike. Anything can happen. And if anyone can do it, Zigma can. They made it work on Overpass. They could do it again. They just need the support. But here we go. 14-4, and they are force buying their way into this round. Banking everything here, right now. They need this win. If they get it, they still have a long road ahead of them, but they could do it. Reality just spinning around. Of course, if they lose this, it's match point for asking questions, and they have so much money to work with. And just looking at the way how asking questions plays. Sorry I haven't done that much analysis. I'm missing my co-caster, but the way that asking question plays, I mean, I said it before, it's very procedural, very teamwork heavy. They don't just rush in blindly. It's almost always aided by, teammates, flashes, smokes, set execute sometimes as well. And it's just smart rotationing, smart reads, right? You clear the site, it's down to a 1v1. We know we have time, let's go all the way to B. And not just B. I mean, he could have hit towards the back of B side, maybe pushed into banana if he thought. But no, the clear choice would have been to push into construction because of timing. Once you have the bomb down about 40 seconds, you consider the fact that someone like Cigarettes, he would probably take the short way in from CT. Which means about 5-10 seconds, you can expect him to show up around construction at that point, which would have been an easy kill for, I believe it was YSK. Or is it INS? No, I think it was INS. And of course, he heard the footsteps as well. I mean, if Cigarettes actually made the long rotate from around banana instead, maybe you'd stand a chance, but it's still an easy read for INS in that situation. So it's just a little bit difficult, unfortunately, for Zigma. Asking Q just won way too many rounds on the CT side. Which also credit due to them because they had all these superior positionings and they knew when to be aggressive, when not to be. And the way when they play defensive, elevated positions, it was tough for Zigma. They just couldn't clear it out for whatever reason. Well, now we have it. It's asking questions a lot more comfortable. Maybe they're going a little bit more aggressively, in fact. Grenade's going to hit the skybox, but the execute will be headed towards A. The grenades went out. They spent at least half of what they had. But now they are backing off. Which seems interesting, but wow, just cause. Perfect read. Here's the Nace, knows that his gun won't be drawn, goes in for the peek, and gets the kill. Now we're in with a 5v4, and asking questions, going to be a little bit more cautious now. YSK going to be the lurk, but ooh, instant flick onto reality, and he's gone. That's one of the star players from Zigma. With a smoke as well. Okay, 30 seconds left. YSK calling out the A site. They're going to be pushing it now. We leave one as a lurk. Maybe not. They sense not a single push from Zigma, so it's just going to be the full team push on towards the A site. They clear it out. Look at these flicks as well. Oh my gosh, switches over onto the Glock. Needs to take down the player over by Pit, but does not do it. Rolex Monster in this position could do a lot of damage over to the Asking Questions squad, but thankfully INS will take him down. At what cost though? 26 and 16 points of health. INS is gone. Caramel needs to get the bomb down. It's 1 second left. He doesn't get it. In fact, goes in for the peek and an easy frag for Genius, aka WUT. Well played by Zigma. They stay alive for one more round. Well, one round. Sometimes that's all the difference that you need, but let's see what they can do. They did qualify for well, they won, I think, second place for 5e Arena Season 1. And, of course, they qualified for Funspec Alti Season 1 as well. Unfortunately, did not make their way out of group stages, but let's see what else they've got. It's going to be Reality and Just Cause making this mid push a huge choke point. You walk in, you're just going to get shut down. But it's a wiser decision from Asking Q. They know they have this huge lead in terms of round wins, so why not just do the full save? Maybe even a couple of upgraded pistols, but it's not a big issue. They can afford to lose rounds. So it's not the worst thing in the world. 14-6. Couple more smokes, and Asking Questions need to figure out how Zigma has the sites defended. Make their way up apartments. Not a single one to be spotted. It's clear. So if we just take a look at the mini-map, it's Zigma playing really, really defensive. Something different than what we've seen before. Of course, it's something that has worked out, like what we saw in that defensive position, defensive play from Rolex Monster. Could it work again? That is the question. Just Cause trying to repeat what he saw before, right? The grenade toss, catch them off guard, but this time they spotted him out. Tries to use the incendiary smokes to find a shot, but Seaweed was prepared for it. Guess what? So is Rolex Monster. You try to push up Boiler, he's ready for the shots. Seaweed and Caramel now need to find their way onto the sites. They need to get these entries and get rid of Rolex Monster. If not, it's going to be a world of hurt. But he's just making this pit his home. Hiding like whack-a-mole, something that YSK did towards Zigma on their CT side. And Cigarettes in from the back. 14-7. Rolex Monster in by pit just proves to be too difficult, too big of a problem for Asking Questions. So at this point, you got to ask yourself, yeah, we're going to save one more round, but after this, what should we do? Perhaps, do we go in towards B? Condition Zigma to thinking that we will be hitting A every single time now? Or perhaps use utility and mollies, maybe frags in towards pit if there's a lineup for that? Regardless, this round should be Zigma's, and they definitely seem to have it in the bag. Every single angle being held, every single spray connecting. And along with it, not much hope for Asking Questions. They are unable to retrieve weapons, in fact. 2 Deagles and 1 Tech-9. Unless they rush down a player together, it could be difficult. And even then, the spray might just connect and hit every single player on the side of Asking Questions. So, Rolex Monster yet again playing pit. It's just difficult for Asking Questions, but let's see what they can do. They push in forward, they make it an even trade. Seaweed's the last one left alive, wants to pick up a weapon, does retrieve an M4, but instantly peeks into Just Cause's crosshairs. 14-8. Who do we want to win, chat? Who do we want to win? I don't think Zigma are that much washed up. Once players like, yep, Reality find his op. And the rest of the squad as well. They feel a lot of pressure, but I think they are more than capable of stealing rounds away from Asking Questions. They did it on Overpass. But there we go. A lot of utility, a lot of banana control being wrestled back and forth, but it's just utility being traded. Meanwhile, the Asking Questions squad actually trying to make a fast 5-man push in towards the A site. Can they clear pit, though? Yes, they can. There we go. The grenades will hit, and Rolex Monster will fall. Now, Just Cause follows. Reality, though, managed to find one. And someone is coming in from the back as well. They should be able to get the bomb down, but it's just a matter of closing this post-plant. Hearing yet another op shot. They know where Reality is, so they don't have to worry too much about that. The other 2 players are the ones that are unknown. So they go in for the peaks, trying to use pit as well. But let's take a look. Cigarettes has an incendiary. What has a flashbang? They can actually use this to clear it out. All right, push one out of pit, but unfortunately he just repositions and gets the shot. Reality, getting 3 now. Won't be able to secure the round. Too much time being spent trying to clear it. And of course, unable to push as well with an op. His best bet is to save and carry it forward onto the next round. Very unfortunate. We are at match point now. And of course, Zigma being able to buy up. But I don't think Rolex Monster can stay in that pit spot any longer. A little bit too difficult. A fun little bit of trivia as well. The player models on the Zigma side are the SAS, aka the Special Air Service, with their motto, who dares wins. So in this situation, who dares? It's Cigarettes. He dares to peek with an op, and he's going to take one down around Banana. The double op setup from Zigma, in fact, are going to delete players right off the roster of asking questions, and all that's left, Seaweed and Chocolate. Rolex has the angle, and you peek into it, you die. Seaweed, last one left alive, tries to find a couple more. Able to get 2 headshots, but still the world is against him. 1v3. Zigma at the same time should be careful about this because Seaweed can actually get the shots unless they peek in together as a team. They seem to be hungry for the kill, hungry for the wins though, and alright. Seaweed wanting the kill as well. Going to peek into Genius's spray. And it's going to be 15-9 now, still. Yet another round into Zigma's pocket. Starting to claw their way back in, but at this point, they cannot make a single mistake. Did you know Bear Grylls is an honorary member of the Special Air Service? But anyway, let's continue going. Well, I think, no, actually Royal Marines, not Special Air Service. It's going to be a full pistol rush from asking questions and instantly get shut down. I mean, what else did we expect? 15-10 is the score, and Zigma is still feeling very comfortable. I think earlier on, the problem was Rolex Monster over by Pit. This time, the bigger problem, Reality and Cigarettes. 2 ops to deal with. And knowing Reality, he has these angles. They can lock down positions like Banana, positions like Mid. And asking questions need to be a little bit more careful about pushing into these areas. Right? If you're going to push down Mid, you need to block it off with a smoke or something, at least somehow. If not, you might face down the scope, the sight of Reality or Cigarettes. Right? A lot of respect being paid by asking questions now as well, knowing that there is this double op setup that they have to deal against. But looking at this positioning from Zigma, this is very interesting. 3 players up around Boiler, or Brackets, if you want to call it that. Could be a good setup, right? If asking questions wants to push out Banana, they have to be wary of an op. So if they push in towards Brackets instead, it's going to be 3 players gunning them down, and well, SK will bear the brunt of that. Down to 11 points of health, he goes. Senses danger and nopes the heck out of there. The rest of the team, however, trying to make their way onto the B site, where Cigarettes is holding the angle with an op. So they need to deal with him somehow. Flash it, molly him out of position, or something. Otherwise, they push into the site, they start dropping. It could be disastrous. They actually take Cigarettes down, and now what? Or Genius will be able to find 2 more. They make it an even trade. 3v3. Might as well be a 1v3 because YSK and Ins are really low. Bomb has been dropped as well. They molly it just to buy them a few more seconds. Insanity does take Just Cause out. So Banana is something that they don't have to worry about anymore. Just construction and the crossing. Caramel makes it even easier. This could be it. Reality in a 1v3 now. They go in for the peek. He tries to turn away at the wrong timing. And 16-10, asking questions will be the winners.